Most all of us, especially men, will experience some sort of identity lag at some point. So basically, our self-image gets frozen in time at a certain age unless something forces us to update that. And the clothes that we wear are generally the last thing that men change because it's just tied to our pride and our ego. And generally speaking, men won't update their wardrobe because updating your clothes forces you to confront the fact that you're just not 27 anymore. And it feels like, in a lot of ways, you lost a part of your youth. So what happens then is these guys tend to hold on to those clothes that they wore when they peaked many years ago, because those clothes are kind of a reminder of when they felt really good at that point in their life. And they keep wearing that stuff today, even though it makes them look outdated and also older. So then now what happens is when a guy decides to finally update his wardrobe, he's terrified that he might signal insecurity or vanity. He doesn't want other men to think he's trying to look young, and he doesn't want other women to think he's compensating. It's this crazy constant tug of war between, I don't want to look like I'm trying to be 25, but I don't want to look like I've given up either. And again, generally speaking, men rely on old style rules because new rules are unfamiliar and uncomfortable. And what's unfamiliar is risky. But the fact is, updating your wardrobe requires you to update your self-concept, because most of us in our 40s and 50s, we built our style back in the 90s or 2000s. But none of that stuff works for us anymore, but guys continue to wear it. So what I like to do is keep things very simple. And that's what I want to explain right now, because it doesn't have to be complicated. Nothing that I wear on a regular daily basis is complicated at all. Mostly, to be perfectly honest, I'm mostly wearing elevated basics, right? Jeans, chinos, sneakers, boots, sweaters, and polos. Nothing about any of that is difficult. So let me show you some examples. All right, here's a few different options with a pair of denim, and every single top that I'm wearing is from Collars & Co. Makes things very simple. So I'm wearing a simple pair of boots and a navy blue polo. Everything fits, there's no crazy patterns, and the colors just go together. Now, a brown suede bomber jacket would be a pretty good top layer in this situation. Now, here's the same thing, but this time with a quarter zip sweater in two different colors. You can wear a shirt under the sweater if you want to, or you can just wear it by yourself like I'm doing here. Either way, it's simple, it's sophisticated, and it just works. And here's two more looks with a pair of gray denim and gray Chelsea boots. I've got a black short sleeve polo and then this amazing merino wool long sleeve polo. I mean, look, I'm wearing solid colors in a neutral color palette, and it all just works together. Okay, now to step things up just a little bit, here's a few combinations with off-white or cream color chinos. Once again, everything fits well, and at least in my opinion, these combinations look grown up, classy, and sophisticated. There's no crazy bold patterns, just clean, elegant pieces that fit well and work together. Then I wanted to dress things up a little bit more with some nicer trousers, right? This is elevated, but it also reads sort of casual cool at the same time. Now, I would say something like this would work really well for a dinner date or any type of a night out with some friends. And like I mentioned, all the tops I'm wearing are from Collars & Co. Now, they completely shook things up a couple years ago when they were on Shark Tank launching their dress collar polo shirt. Because the problem was that men wanted to look nice and put together, but they didn't want to be uncomfortable. These shirts solved that problem because they were easy to wear and they always look amazing. And the beauty is they didn't just stop there. They kept adding classic, elevated, easy to wear, and comfortable pieces. And in my opinion, they hit it out of the park with their polos and their quarter zips because they just check all the boxes that I'm looking for. And also, if you haven't seen their website for a while and you haven't checked out their new dress shirts and shoes, you've got to go take a look. So look, my friends, if you want to update your wardrobe and grab some new items, there's going to be a link down below in the description box to a special offer that gets you a discount on anything that you want to go pick up. Use that link though in the description and treat yourself to something new. And also, one last thing, don't wait on this stuff because all that popular stuff that you want will tend to sell out pretty quickly. Go take a look today. All right, something else to think about, and this gets sort of interesting, is that your clothing gets to be sort of symbolic, and letting go of those outdated clothes Feels kind of like you're letting go of the last version of yourself that felt really good. And for a lot of guys, acknowledging that their old clothes just don't work for them anymore forces them to admit that they've aged. It also might force them to admit that their body has changed and that time has moved on. And that can be really uncomfortable. And once again, it's uncomfortable, so they don't change and they hold on to the past. Another idea to think about is that uncertainty increases avoidance. So when a man doesn't know the rules, he doesn't participate. One example of that is that a lot of guys don't know what's age appropriate anymore. Like, what kind of jeans can I wear? How slim is too slim? Can I still wear sneakers? Are leather jackets still okay? Can a 50-year-old dude still wear a hoodie? A lot of men are freaked out by making the wrong move, so they just don't do anything. The cheat code is kind of like what I showed earlier, and that's to look for modern classics, because that stuff isn't really tied to any specific trend cycle. Look for tailored fit, dark denim. Not skinny, not baggy, just clean and tailored to you. Suede jackets, bomber, racer, and even trucker. It's kind of the perfect blend between mature and modern. Neutral color sweaters, black, navy, charcoal, and camel. These are age-proof and elegant. Also, clean leather sneakers and boots, right? That's a polished look without looking like you're trying too hard. Oxford or casual button-down shirts. Once again, make sure they fit you well, and then go with neutral, solid colors. And with colors, I would say stick with simple color palettes like navy, black, ivory, gray, and also various shades of brown, because it just goes with everything else. And it also signals kind of a effortless sophistication. Then, make sure you stick with good grooming habits, because sometimes that's even more important than your clothes. The point is, you're not trying to look younger, right? You're trying to look modern, current, and like the best version of yourself right now. I'm telling you, most of the older dudes right now who are winning are embracing their maturity instead of running from it. Because that is way more appealing, more masculine, more confident than any dude who's still trying to hold on to his 20s. And look, if you made it this far in the video, you are one of the true legends. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.